today with us. Dan Sileo from the National Football Show is going to join us here now across the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. I might have to start giving away those Dan Sileo jerseys that are hanging in the studio just to make sure that I stay in compliance. Great to have you here, Dan Sileo.
You are the king, Friday. Dude. You are the king. Listen, Muhammad jumps on our show every day. And I got to tell you something, Joe, about our subscribers to this channel. I do not take any phone calls on my national radio show because people are buffoons. The people that are on our channel, when they talk Eagles or they talk football, are some of the most intelligent people that I have had. They throw great spins out. They throw great content out. It's one of the very few places that I have had conversation where you can ping pong back and forth. Great content. Nobody gets pissed at each other. I'm telling you, man, you've created something here, which is now giving people an opportunity, an avenue for them to be able to talk about their passions. It's really awesome, man. I really love being part of it.
Well, so nice to first announce James Whalen and then Muhammad Malik. Now, Muhammad has already decided that he wants to trade that jersey of choice for a Dan Sileo jersey. I don't know whether or not that's a workable item. It saves me the money on the jersey. I'm buying the jersey, but I don't know whether or not you'll part with some. Listen, I know this. There's only a few of the many jerseys that are part of the Sileo collection.
Oh yes,
that are not on display. So I do know that. I do appreciate that. Muhammad, we'll see what we can do. Danny Sileo, let's get into. There's a football game that's going to be played on Sunday. Eagles Niners. I want to ask you. Listen. You're a great football player. You're a smart football player. You were a smart football player. You understand the mechanics. So when I say to you, hey, Jordan Mailata, who's going to have his biggest test to date, and it's a small timeline, obviously, Nick Bosa. Now, evaluate for me, Danny, how Nick Bosa is going to beat Jordan Mailata.
Joe, I'll tell you, I'm going to make a comparison for Jordan Mailata and who I think he is and in his early stages of developing in his career. He reminds me of a very young Larry Allen, the former Dallas Cowboy Hall of Famer. He's strong. He's powerful. He's got great technique. And I'll tell you what is really crazy about that. My daughter plays Division I rugby, and the rugby player is one of the most versatile athletes that I have ever been around. You've got to play defense. You've got to play offense simultaneously. And I think that has really helped him in his feet, his athleticism. I saw him when he was running the football or running with the rugby ball when he was in Australia. He is such a great athlete. For a guy 380 pounds, Joe, this guy is, he moves like he's a point guard, which makes this position, and the reason that the Eagles gave him that 4-year contract extension, they see where this guy's going in his development. This is going to be a hell of a matchup because Nick Bosa, in my opinion, is the better of the Bosa boys. I think Nick does a great job at getting around offensive tackles. He was injured, obviously, a year ago. This is going to be one of the best matchups that we'll see all year. I'll tell you something else too, Joe. When you look at this matchups on both lines, look at what you have. Lane Johnson, Kelsey, Bosa, Mailata. You've got guys on your Trent Williams on the 49ers side. This is going to be one of the best matchups when it comes. Fletcher Cox, too, we throw into the mix. One of the best matchups for big people that the NFL has all year. This game will be won by the team that rushes the ball for the most yards. If we see somebody out there up near 180 yards rushing as a unit, I think that team is going to win. That is the key in this game here for Jalen Hurts in this offense. Look, it's not going to look anything like. I love what Nick Sirianni did and how he developed the plays, how he organized the plays, how he called the plays. Everything was so fluid. But in a game like this, you've got to limit possessions. If you can limit This 49er offense had a 24-point lead last week against the Lions. If you can do this, maybe 12 to 13, get 180 yards rushing, I think that's the remedy for the Eagles to come out with a victory in this one.
Yeah, the Niners may have taken their foot off the gas in Detroit last week and ended up getting a win anyway. I want to ask you about Jimmy G and Trey Lance. John McMullen said perhaps we'll see Trey Lance a few times on the field, but Jimmy G is going to be the game manager. He's going to run that offense. Jimmy G versus Jalen Hurts, two very different dynamics that are going to play out on Sunday. And if you think the game's going to look different for the Eagles from what it did a week ago in Atlanta, how different first will it look for the Eagles on offense? How different will this be for Jalen Hurts as the quarterback compared, Danny, to how he looked a week ago?
Because he broke containment against the Falcons and got outside, and he was able to do that and stress the edges. He's not going to be able to do that, or it's going to be challenged by the 49ers to keep him contained inside the box. Once he gets out in the perimeter, same thing with Aaron Rodgers. You get these guys out in the perimeter, Joe. Some of these guys are so athletic, and it creates clear passing lanes. And this is one of the brilliant things that Sirianni has done with the development of Jalen. You get him outside the pocket, you've got clear lanes. And I'm going to give people a comparison on how they developed a quarterback back in the day. I talked to Bill Walsh years ago, how he developed Montana. If you remember when Montana was young, he rolled to his right. The catch that was made in the back of the end zone, roll into his right. Why is that? You're managing half the field. You've got the sidelines as a protector, and you're going hash to sideline. You're seeing half the field. It's easier to manage. When you're doing a 7-step drop and you're a young quarterback, you've got tunnel vision, and you're looking through kind of binoculars. As you get more reps, as you get more experience, you see more of the field, and it's open more. So in a game like this, when you're playing against a good defense, look, I get that Jason Verrett's going to be out in this game. There's no doubt that's going to hurt their secondary. But they've got enough people on that front seven to really create some havoc. Now, look, the strength of the Eagles is clearly in the O-line. That's why I'm saying this game may be under 55 points, 53 points, because you're going to see really some really good matchups here going head-to-head here. But I'll tell you something, Joe, that's really interesting in this game too. And I'm going to make a comparison to you and me here. Ready? Hey, Sileo, I'm going to have a guy come in on a couple segments during your show. You know, I'm going to put you over here on the bench over here, and I'm going to bring a guy in, and I'm going to have a couple guys. You know, Trey's going to come in and do the first two segments in the next hour. I'd be like this. Hey, Joe, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not really cool with that. I don't know about you, Joe, but if I was Jimmy G and he made comment to that this week, he went like this. You know, I'm doing the best I can with it, and I'm dealing with it. I'd have a massive problem if I was Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers are trying to get your cake and eat it. Now, think about that in the locker room. You know, there's professionals in that locker room are saying, dude, just pick the best-looking girl and go with her. I mean, you can't be cheating on your main guy when you want to get him in, and I get you want to get him in there. But this guy is 23-8 as a starting quarterback since he's been in San Francisco. He's taken you to a Super Bowl. He's won an NFC title. I get the injury. I know you traded for him. I don't know, Joe. I just think that plays into the favor. Hey, how did it go last year at the end of the year when Wentz was looking over his shoulder? Didn't that create all kinds of issues in Philly with that offense and in that locker room? How can that not be playing out in San Francisco?
Good stuff from Dan Sileo. You'll find him on the National Football Show right here across the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. He's live Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. To 6 p.m. Last thought from you, Dan Sileo, before I let you retire, at least until later on this evening when your national show across the USA Radio Network, which is very different from the National Football Show, because as we say in the control room here, Dan, let's get back to football.
Hey, man. Hey, Sileo. Hey, you know that Twitter stuff? Football, please. Thank you.
Back to football. One more comment, Dan, on Jalen. You were talking about keeping him in the box. How do you do that? How do you keep a guy
when
that
you've
has
got
that
ends.
loves his legs, that his instinct is to get on the move and get on the move quick? How do you do it?
Yeah, if you're a coordinator and you're going against a guy like Jalen Hurts, it's mandatory. And you've got the personnel people in that front four, especially with a guy like Bosa. Do not let that guy get to your outside shoulder, because if he breaks down the edges, you make him look here, Joe. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm making him run back into pursuit. If he's coming my way, I've got to get outside and protect this outside. I can't let him get out there and have clear lanes and clear passing lanes. I want him to go back to the pursuit of the defense that's coming to me. Every great defensive end does that. You're trying to make him go back to the players that are in the inside. And so it's going to be a priority. Now, in my opinion, how you stop that, run the ball. If you weaken the middle of the 49ers defensive line, those perimeter shots are going to be more open for you. Maybe you see some quick screens. I think that's going to become part of the offense too, because how do you slow down a fast pass rush? Those middle screens, maybe a slot screen, stuff like that will slow down a pass rush. Don't let these guys start to pin their ears and being able to just look at it and go, I don't respect the run. Now, I don't think that's going to go down. I think it's going to be more like this, Joe. If I were to make a comment about how the play calling will go, I think you're going to see about maybe 28 run plays. And if you can get 25 plays in the passing game, you're balanced in that. If they can get 250 yards once again, he's got to hang around this number, Joe, Jalen Hurts. 250 in the air, 60 yards on the ground. If he's in that conversation, this comes down to a fourth quarter football game.
Good stuff from Dan Sileo, the National Football Show. You'll find him right back here on Monday. I would tell you to look for him on the post-game show on Sunday, but he might be out for dinner.
No,
on Sunday night.
Big Sills is there on Sunday.
All right, great stuff from you, Dan Sileo. Appreciate you jumping on here on a Football Friday night across the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Really good stuff, really good inside knowledge from Dan Sileo, who knows the game. Jody Mack.